house. Maybe it's an island.
Yeah, very strong of like the energetic grounds is, like being prepared, and it's continual,
Yeah,
continual preparation, and it's like it's all going on because of our energetic connections on automatic. So
yeah,
it's like I sort of think Pamela thinks, oh, the ground is being prepared, but not really, because it's my higher self that is part of that, is doing the preparing as well, sort of thing, for the next whatever, for it's not even a next, it's a continuation of what already is already happening.
yeah. It's like links. It's like links, link by link. It's getting like either chains of what we already know or things that don't serve us anymore.
Saying hello to each other and
Mm.
greeting each other. They would go forehead to forehead, and they would greet each other into the field of Mother Earth, basically. So they weren't greeting each other as a person to person, but they were greeting one another into the field of
I love that.
Mother Earth as its totality. So
Yeah,
they're inviting each other into that. Yeah.
I love that. Like greeting your brother and sister as a field. It's like a field of consciousness. Like every time you interact in the physical, you're just like, I greet you, my brother of the field, to the field, from the field, or like I greet you, sister, from the field to the field. And
Yeah.
even that is like, I'm glad you pointed out too, because even like, messaging or email, it's like we kind of like forget because it's just so fast. Like on the surface, like you're on Gmail, it's like you see a name. But then if you just take a step back, you can just, you know, really connect on that essence field level. And yeah, I feel like it's a nice redirection, like not thinking of them as people, but as
Yeah.
a field consciousness.
I've noticed that recently with people that I've been connecting to uh, repeatedly, is as soon as I receive a message from them on Messenger, all of a sudden it's like our relationship is activated,
Yeah.
and I can feel their energy with me,
Yeah.
quite directly.
Yeah.
And then again, it's like, yeah, it's like, let's use this to the deepest potential, and come to some completion on it and bring it into the heart. And yeah, I
Yeah.
love what you're saying there. Yeah.
It's a great word, activation. It's almost like, oh, the service, again, service orientation. It's like building that spiritual mass relationship.
Hmm. Yeah. And we really do it because it feels good for ourselves, right? It is
Mm.
selfless on some level, but it's also like selfish in the sense that once you start getting a taste for it, you realize that it's kind of the only true
Right.
solution.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like better than $1 trillion because like it's the abundance, it's like the source of $1 trillion. It's like the
Yeah.
abundance of it and then openings.
Hmm.
And I guess an example too, it's like that when you feel that connection, you kind of like ride on that wave, like I call it like a flow state or something. It's like you feel that connection with the character in the dream, and then maybe you feel inspired to go to a park and then an idea pops in, or maybe it's something you needed like a tool and you've somehow found that around the house or like a neighbor or community member. And it's just, yeah, it's just funny how it works. It's like really, time is just like how we think things aren't how they are, but really the field knows, and it's so powerful and intelligent. It's like really instant.
Yeah. Yeah, because what we thought was us like trying to solve a problem in the past, it's like actually we're just maintaining a certain level of consciousness and just continuing to struggle within it. Like I need to look for the thing that I lost, and eventually I'll find it if I look in the right place. It's like,
Hmm.
ooh, that's a bummer. Yeah.
Yeah, like the struggle part too. It's like as soon as you struggle, it's like there's like this tendency to just keep on struggling. It's like, oh, it worked that way. If I struggle more or something, or if I look harder, but then it's like, no, the field is like, no, it's like right here. It's like there's no
Yeah.
distance between what you're finding and
Mm.
found, and then you find it. It's like, oh, okay, I should have just listened to the field.
Mm-hmm. Sense of knowing what the problem is so that the solution can present itself,
Mm.
because as long as I still think I know what the problem is, I've already defined it in my mind. And oftentimes I can even get stubbornly attached to that problem. I've noticed that in myself. It's like I won't just allow an alternative, simple solution because I'm sort of like angry about the problem. Yeah. And sometimes it's just a timing thing too. It just like put it on the shelf for a while and come back to it another time.
Yeah. Yeah, again with the inspiration and innovations. Like if we have those glimpses or yeah, inspirations to build a new system, it's like, like what people like who started Instagram or Twitter or something, it's like they had a vision and they had like a team or something. But who knows, like not limiting ourselves. It doesn't mean like we have to design it, but just like imagining a future where those systems, like a better system or a more innovative system that's like more creator-y, like more fair with energy and mutually beneficial to all parties. I think it's just allowing yourself to tune into the energy, getting glimpses, and then
Of like sharing, of being really grounded in myself, of feeling confident, of feeling kind, of feeling heart-centered, and of sharing, in an open flow of sharing, communication like that. Like that's what I wanted to feel like. So then it's like I hold that vibration and just say that's what it will be, that's what it will be. I
yeah,
feel like that's like what you're talking about our future. What do you want it to feel like? Okay, you
exactly.
don't want it to feel like being bogged down in phone lines and dealing with red tape. Okay, we understand that, but like let's not just harp on what we don't want it to be, but actually embrace like how do we want it to feel? Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
And even like smaller areas, like if there's something that's triggering you, it's like there's always an opportunity to see it in like another way, like in a creative way or like a funny way. And then once
yeah,
it's like the 100 monkey effect, it's like, okay, something like someone dealing with taxes, if it's like if 100 people like think it's like nothing, it's like comedic or just it's like it doesn't bother them. It's like then it's we can move on to another layer of evolution. It's like there's so many things we could co-visualize and feel together.
yeah.
And yeah, I feel like
Oh yeah, we got to be close on taxes because the computers could just do it for us. I mean, all the information is there.
yeah,
So let's dream that in. Or at least like just people who are good at taxes can just do your taxes for
yeah,
you. It's like that's a pretty
yeah. I think
simple solution.
it's like there's still like yeah, exactly the pattern of it has to be a certain way, or like, oh, there's some people who are good and some people aren't as good at taxes or engineering. But then if people are like really passionate about what they do and they're just like having faith that everyone is aligned with their passions, and then creating a reality from there, it's like I know everything's trusted because like the people that I want to work with are passionate about what they do, so like I know they're good at it and they love what they do, so like, I trust that more than the actual track record. I mean, unless that resonates to like the passion. But I think like you said, the passion is key. I think allow and trusting the passion of each other, because
Mm,
we have our unique gifts and skills, but the
mm.
passion of someone doing something that we may seem like not good at, or just like we don't have too much enthusiasm or passion about that, like we can just allegate it to someone else in that character.
Yeah.
So
And it does seem like what you're saying, like a middle step is that you go to the grocery store and it works the way it works, but you have a beautiful experience within it because that's what you're committed to.
yeah,
That's like a bridging step, right? It's like maybe the system's not amazing, but you're making a beautiful experience out of it, out of
yeah,
your commitment. And then
exactly.
from there we can step to new innovations of it just being simply beautiful for everyone.
Yeah, the vibration of it. It's like
Yeah.
the farmers market. It's like the fresh. Like I enjoy the freshness, and like people call like local farmers. I don't know if that's actually true or not in the sense, but just like just the variety of people that are passionate about their product is like it kind of rubs off on you. It's like, oh, you have free samples, that kind of stuff. Go to Costco, it's like, oh, you have free stuff. Like there's such an abundance. So it's like
Yeah.
that energy is actually, yeah, it's like it's just the experience of it. It's like you really don't need to know the back end stuff. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Unless you're into that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing.
Passionate about it.
Yeah.
Some people are just passionate about that with like numbers. Some people just like they do it because it's like, oh, it's so conditioned to them that it's almost like defense mechanism. But yeah, like going back to passion. You're passionate about it.
Yeah, and then it's really all guilt that holds us in these heavy roles that we don't want to be playing, and we think, well, we have to. And it's like, have to, like, to be a half decent shitty person, you have to at least do your friggin' taxes. Like, why aren't you doing yours?